Long way, get this shit a long way, hit the long way, long way, hit the long way, 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 shit, long way, long shit, long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta get a meal, but she don't understand. She be tripping every day, she be tripping every way. But I gotta get the shit a long way. Tryna get money every single way. Tryna get money every single day. Get money every single way and every day. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. I'm feeling like we be the new slaves. No, we gotta finish rich. No, we gotta finish rich. Got a new bitch, she don't understand rich. She don't understand niggas gotta get rich. She don't understand sometimes we got hit lit. No, we ain't hit lit. Tryna get the long way, yeah. Tryna get the shit the long way, yeah. Coach is tryna wrap up a entree, yeah. Told you the other day that did my phone strong. We gon' shoot the long way, we gon' get the long way, yeah. Yeah, I get the shit the long way. My bitch be trippin' back and forth like the phone way. My name is Tori, I ain't playing games, so I'm done talking. Yesterday she told me that she about to leave, man. Said fuck it, bitch, we gonna get some money. Said fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I went to got some money, yeah. Cause we gon' get the shit the long way, we gon' get shit the long way, yeah. Back and forth like the pong way, yeah. Man, I'ma get the shit the long way, get the shit the long way. Just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy. We gotta wear a mask, we the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day. We be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay for me, yeah. So we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, yeah, we get this shit the long way, yeah, cause we gon' be okay, yeah, we gon' get the long way, yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I'm your host, LJ Young, the founder of SMD. Welcome. Those of you that are new to the channel, I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping set themselves free. The majority of people are in debt. They don't know it because capitalism is psychological. So people don't know. They don't own houses. You can't buy a house. Debt slaves don't know you can't buy a house with a mortgage. Nobody gets a finance car on sale. Finance electric cars don't save money on gas, et cetera, or investing while having student loan debt. That's 100% mathematically impossible. But the majority don't know that because capitalism is, again, psychological. If it's not mathematically true, it's a belief. Okay. All right. What's up, Aaron? First one in, reigning woman, Malika. How you doing? Welcome. Anyway, today is going to be a review, but not quite like the other reviews by playing the video and letting the video play and all that other stuff. I just pulled out some key points of the video, but the links to the videos are in the description. So if you like to go watch the video, would be a very good idea is to listen to my points that I pulled out of the videos and then go watch it with debt-free eyes so you can see. Go back and watch with mathematically true eyes, okay? All right, what's up, Alex? Anyway, today this video was brought to my attention by Gabriel, SMB family member Gabriel. He had put it in the Discord server on our Discord server, the Savings Minus Desk Discord server, and I checked it out, and I couldn't believe my eyes when I watched it. His name is Doctor Cellini. Okay, Doctor Cellini, and he's some kind of special doctor out of New Jersey somewhere, but that's really irrelevant to what I'm talking about. So if you are new to again, if you're new to the channel, I want to make sure it's clear that I'm not saying Dr. Cellini is is dumb or stupid or a rip-off artist or he's lying about something, or I'm not saying any of that, okay? I want you guys all to understand again, my gift that I'm here to share is that I have the ability to see negative numbers psychologically because capital, and if with this ability I am I am allowed to see that capitalism is psychological. All right. Now, Dr. Cellini he's not special. He's not unlike thousands of other doctors that think the same way as him, believing that they can invest with hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt. Okay. What's up, Andre? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk about some points. I'm not even going to make this really, really long. Again, you got to watch this video yourself, but I'm just going to talk about the points that I pulled out of his video so you guys can understand that it's not isolated to Dr. Cellini. He doesn't know. You got to remember, if he knew what I'm about to explain to you, he wouldn't have made a video about it saying that he could do this while being buried in student loan debt. Okay. You got to really, I want you guys to really grasp what I'm trying to tell you. Millions of people don't know what I'm trying to explain to you. Millions don't know that capitalism is psychological. Millions. Okay. Now, let's just go over the point again. You got to watch it yourself. I'm not going to play it over here on the I just don't really feel like doing all that. So, Dr. Cellini, I'm just pulling out what he says in his video. He says he's married. Okay, remember, he's married. He's a doctor and he's married. Okay. All right. This doctor says he has $250,000 plus. He always says plus. 200 he says $250,000 plus in medical student loan debt. I don't know what the plus means. Okay, I don't know why he just didn't say his amount of student loan debt. And these are things I'm pulling out the things that don't make any mathematical sense. Okay, things like that don't make sense to me. Hey, I'm 250,000 plus in student loan. Plus what? Plus another 50? Plus 50 cents? Plus 50,000? What are you talking about? 250,000 plus. I don't know what that means. But you gotta remember when I noticed when his videos, he always introduces himself as this doctor and this speciality of what he does. That's to get the audience to believe him because he's a doctor with a special type of skill. So 9 times out of 10, you will believe the words that are coming out of his mouth, even though everything he's saying doesn't make any mathematical sense at all. Because what you guys need to understand is the laws of mathematics say you cannot invest in anything if you're in student loan debt. If you're in student loan debt, you cannot invest in anything because you have no money, none, zero, none. Okay. All right. So now I'm bouncing. These points are going to be bouncing between two videos, which are listed in the description of this video. Okay. So the one video where he's something about 250,000 in student loan debt. He says he had placed his student loans inside of the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, PSLF. That's one of them, right? Where they're in this program from between 10 to 25 years, and they tell you where you can work for these they rule and govern your life. Now, what the Dr. Cellini doesn't understand is this. If you are a doctor making a few hundred, because he really doesn't specify his income. He says the income, but he doesn't say it's his income. Okay, make sure you listen to the words. He's like, say like a doctor makes $400,000. Well, if he says a doctor, that means he's not talking about himself. So who knows how much he's making? But if he's special, at least he's probably making a couple hundred thousand. Let's just give or take a couple hundred thousand. Okay. If you are a doctor making 200, $300,000 and you going to the student loan forgiveness program, first of all, student loan forgiveness programs are slave camps. Those This is a place where people have given up on ever paying off their student loan debt. Now, if you're a doctor going to put your student loans in the student loan forgiveness program, that says a lot. That you make $200,000-$300,000 and you still can't pay off your student loan debt. They're about to financially abuse you. Okay, let's make sure that's clear. And then also he talks about putting in the income driven repayment program. It's like he makes all this money, but his student loans are in these programs. Okay, it does. Hey, well, at one time he says he put them in, which I can understand. He puts them in there when he's doing residency. Totally understand that. Whatever, right? But as soon as you get out of residency and you start making real money, you have the money to pay off your student loan debt. But he doesn't mention that. He mentions refinancing his student loans. Also, that's another thing. He doesn't specify this. He doesn't specify for how long. All he said was, I got a reduced interest rate. I got to reduce it, but he doesn't tell you the specificity of how long, how many years. I notice he leaves that out. He leaves how much he makes, how long is the time that he refinanced the student loans and all this other stuff. But anyway, we all know that it's 250,000 plus, okay, with interest, and it's climbing every day with interest. Now, so you guys understand, I got to make sure you guys understand this. When you're in student loan debt, you have no money at all. I don't care if you're a doctor. The bank doesn't care what kind of job you have. The bank doesn't care what kind of career you have. It doesn't care. If you come to the bank asking for money and you got student loans of a couple $100,000 or more, 300,000. I'm gonna just round it up to 300,000 because he's the one that specified 250 plus. So we're gonna round it up to $300,000. He's gonna come to the bank, tell the bank how much he makes and how much. Of course, they're gonna run his credit to see how much in student loan debt, and they're gonna be like, "Damn, you make $300,000 and you have $300,000 in student loan. This can be wiped out in 2 years." You could wipe this student loan, but the bank understands that Dr. Cellini doesn't know that. So they're about to financially abuse him. Okay. Okay. And so in this one video, he talks about investing while having $250,000 in student loan debt. Okay. All right. He starts talking about this. He goes, okay, instead of paying off my student loans, because I really could have just go ahead and paid off a huge chunk. I was just bloggity blah, slave splaining, Dr. Debt Slave, just slave splaining. But you got to remember his audience, which is 260 something thousand subscribers that believe him because he's a doctor, though he doesn't make any mathematical sense. He goes, yeah. Instead of just paying off, there's an investment opportunities. If you got $250,000 in student loan debt, who cares what kind of investment opportunities are happening? You have no money to do anything, invest in anything but yourself. Okay, but anyway, let's run through the numbers again. You can watch the video. Okay, I'm gonna make this so simple for you guys so you guys can really understand it. He says he has 250,000 plus, right? And then he talks about getting a rental home. He says, "Oh yeah, I bought this rental." First of all, buy equals cash. Okay, buy equals cash. Then he goes, and I put 20% down. Soon as he mentions the down payment, that means he's doing a mortgage. That's called financing. Dr. Cellini, bought nothing. He bought absolutely nothing because he can't. He has $250,000 in student loan debt. Of course, he's not paying for a rental property in cash. He has no money. Dr. Debt Slave. All right. And he goes, "Oh yeah, I got this rental property for $84,500. I put 25% down, which is $28,125. And then now I got a rental home." He kind of does his hands like this, like that's it. That's all I had to do to buy it. Now I got money coming in, and I'm not even doing nothing. That's what you think, Dr. Cellini. You didn't buy absolutely nothing, and the bank knows that. The bank knows absolutely that. So what Dr. Cellini doesn't do, all you got to do is add this up: $250,000 plus 84,500 equals $334,500 in the negative. Dr. Cellini added $84,500 on top of his $250,000 plus student loan debt. Okay. And then, so if you take the $28,125 that he put down on the house minus the $334,500, that's equals negative $306,375 in the negative of cash flow. He thinks he's profiting. He's deeper in debt than before. Dr. Cellini believes that he's going to profit before the bank gets back their money. According to who? You, Dr. Cellini? No. According to the laws of mathematics, you're deeper in the debt. You're deeper in the hole than before. Then he's talking about. Then he talks about. Uh, uh, Oh yeah, all doctors do this, and that's just the way it is. No, only debt slave doctors, because the majority of doctors, that's true. They are deep in debt. They go to school all those years. They want to just immediately land that job and start splurging. They don't care. But anyway, hospitals know this. They know the majority of doctors are in deep student loan debt, along with nurses. The majority of hospital staff are. It doesn't matter. And then they say, hey, work for us. Work for us and we'll help you pay off your student loans and all this other stuff. But what they don't know, what the doctors don't know, is that the hospitals now own them. They are owned. Oh, and he kind of mentions like, oh yeah, the doctors, every doctor knows they get overworked and blah blah blah. No, only doctors that are deep in student loan debt get overworked. Because with the majority of like doctors, when they get a job, when you sit down and discuss your salary, right? When you said in the contract, they say, hey, for this amount of money, how much they pay them, we expect to own X amount of hours of your life every week. So say like they pay the doctor, whatever the doctor's salary is, and then and they expect 40 hours a week out of that doctor, okay, per week for this salary. But they always work way over that. You know why the majority of doctors do that? Because they're in student loan debt. Because a doctor with no student loan debt sits down, discusses their contract with the hospital and say, okay, the hospital says we're going to pay you for this, and the person with no student loan debt is going to be at the negotiation table talking about, okay, for this $300,000 a month or a year, excuse me, a year that you guys are going to be paying me, how many hours a week do you expect me to be at this hospital for this salary? That's specific. That is specific, right? Okay, cool. You expect me to be here 40 hours a week for this salary? Cool. You're not getting anything more. If you're a doctor and you discuss your salary and 40 hours a week, that's how many hours you're going to give the hospital, 40 hours a week, and not a minute more, because anything after that is free. So when you see these doctors with pages and shit on and getting beeped all through the night, if it's outside the contract, those hours are free. The majority of doctors accept that because what? They're in student loan debt. They feel obligated that, oh, this hospital is going to be paying my student loan debt off, when they can clearly pay it off themselves. Clearly. Easy. 2-3 years max. They can pay all of that student loan debt off. They don't know the majority of doctors at hospitals are owned by the hospitals. Owned. What the doctors don't know, they don't know which doctors are there that have no student loan debt. Because I guarantee you this: the doctors that work at hospitals with no student loan debt, I guarantee you they don't allow that shit at all. They don't allow to. They're not there to work for free. Hold on for a second. Can you imagine how many doctors get treated like that? They're treated like low down, dirty slave doctors. I got to do what they say. I got to do what they say because they're going to pay off my student loan. I mean, this Dr. Cellini's talking about, hey, yeah, like it's nothing. Hey, all you got to do is make payments for 10 years, 120 payments, which is 10 years. And then they'll just wipe that student loan debt. No, they're not. 99% of people that sign up for those programs get denied. 99%. And if you sign up, especially like because the majority of people, they see a doctor, and they're like, "Oh, he's smart. He's a doctor. He must know about money." Other debt slaves always do that. They always associate somebody's job title to being smart with money or something like that, when he's clearly not saying anything that makes any mathematical sense. None, zero, none. And he's not alone. The majority of people do that. The majority of people do that. Bananas. So I went and I watched about 2 or 3 plus, not only does he get his salary from his job, he says he also gets money from YouTube. And he's married and his wife has a salary too. It's like you got all these incomes and your student loans are in student loan forgiveness programs and you still can't pay off your student loan debt. People don't know to listen to this kind of stuff. But again, the majority must not know this. The majority of doctors cannot know this information because the hospitals know they own them. The hospitals make billions. A doctor's salary for a hospital is nothing. That's just a lot of money for debt slaves because they don't 5.4% barely make six figures. So when they hear a doctor's salary, oh God, they must be smart. They got all this money. Okay, they must know how to. No, they don't. Obviously, if they sign up for student loan forgiveness programs, making $400,000 a year, and you sign up for a student loan forgiveness program over 10 to 25 years, something's wrong. Very wrong, and it must be that way. I guarantee you this. Even if Dr. Cellini listens to this, even if other doctors listen to this video, guess what? They won't have no idea what I'm talking about, even though I'm showing them with mathematics. They still won't have a clue. How do I know this? Because Dr. Cellini made a video about it. Do you understand? He made a video for the whole world to see that he does not understand mathematics. Clearly, he's not alone. Millions of this is why I want you guys to understand something. A person's job title means absolutely nothing in psychological capitalism. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. He's telling the whole world, "Hey, look, I invested in a house. I got a property. I'm making cash flow and this and that. I bought a rental property. You didn't buy nothing, Dr. Cellini. What are you talking about? That's a mortgage." And then that's it. I just put this amount of money down, and now I got cash flow, instant cash flow. You didn't have the money to buy the house, of course. Now you got $250,000 of student loan debt, and then all of a sudden you think you bought a house for 28,000, and you think you're making cash flow because the renter is paying extra money. The bank doesn't care who's paying the mortgage. The bank don't care how they get, long as they get their money. Hey, if you believe you own a house or whatever, long the bank don't give a fuck as long as you keep paying. But also at the same time, it must be this way because you guys, millions of people, millions, believe they're homeowners with mortgages. Millions. Without people like Dr. Cellini, the housing market couldn't exist. You can't walk up to a debt slave and say, "Hey, man, you know you're not a homeowner with a mortgage." They won't have a clue of what the fuck you're talking about. None, zero. They won't know what you're talking about. What? What are you talking about? All my friends have mortgages. They got equity and this and that. Okay, you just walk away. Okay, whatever. But since he's a doctor, people believe him. Since he got fancy screens on his desk, the mic sounds good. He looks the part. Whatever. It's all a stage. What you guys see, like the majority of what you guys see, whatever you're seeing through the lens, that's a stage. They let you see what they want you to see. Because of course, subconsciously, you guys don't know that you're doing this, okay? Debt slaves, you guys don't know. When you're watching a person like that, you're looking around, you're seeing the fancy stuff in the background. You're doing this subconsciously. Oh, he must got money. That must be one of his rooms. Look, he's got the doctor uniform on. Whatever. Hey, whatever you guys want to see to make it more believable. Obviously, it's really believable because he has 260,000 something subscribers. And he's making videos saying things that make absolutely no mathematical sense at all. None, zero. You can't buy nothing with $250,000 in student loan debt, 250,000 plus. Notice how he was so specific on what he did. Notice this. He was very specific of the house price, how much he put down, how much percentage he was gaining per year over 12 months. I mean, spreading this shit out, right? Spreading it all out. But he's not specific on 250,000 plus of 250,000 plus in student plus what? You mean you don't know, Dr. Chili? You don't know how much you owe? So let's just round it up to $300,000. Let's just go ahead and do that. Maybe he was scared to say it. I don't know. Whatever. Hey, debt slaves are scared to say the number sometimes. They really are. It honestly, when I think about psychological capitalism, it's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I feel bad for his followers because all you got to do is read the comments. Oh, that's great. Great advice, Dr. Cellini. I mean, just read through the comments. Oh my God. I was thinking about, you know what, Dr. Cellini? I was thinking about paying off my student loan, but as soon as I came across this video, I'd rather invest. Okay. All right. Go ahead and follow. Follow. All you got to do is pull out your calculator and clearly see it doesn't make any sense. You can't do that. You can't do that. The laws of mathematics say if you have student loan debt, you can't invest in anything. The banks know this information. Trust me, I promise you. The banks understand. They probably Dr. Cellini walked in the bank, got a more. Hey, I want a mortgage for. I want to get a rental property. They say, of course. They say, hey, yo, let me run your credit. Run his credit. See $250,000, $300,000 in student loan debt. They say, how much is your income? Okay, approved. Hell yeah, you can have a rental property. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make it. Hey, the bank's like, we don't care what. Hey, whatever. You don't even have to explain that to us. As long as you make the payments on time, we don't really even care because we own your house and we own the rental house. But if you want to go around and tell all your friends that you own something, hey, go ahead. Millions of people do it. We own everything. Listen, the majority of houses on the housing market are bank owned. They own damn near all of them. Probably 99% of the houses you see when you're driving down the street, if they have a mortgage, it's not theirs. If they have rental properties and they have mortgages on those rental properties, it's not there. They are not theirs. None of them are theirs. Stop believing the stage that they're showing you through the lens. You have to stop. All you got to do is pull out your calculator. Wait a minute, it doesn't make sense. You put $28,000 down on the house. Wait a minute, you're $250,000 in debt. 28,000 minus 200. That's in the negative. Where'd that money come from? Nowhere. Nowhere. It doesn't. It's nowhere. He doesn't have no money. Imagine how many doctors are at hospitals just slaving. Oh my God, they're overworking us. They're doing this. No, you're doing it to yourself, Dr. Debt Slaves. You're doing it to yourself. Why? You have student loan fucking debt. That's why. That's why they're dogging the shit out of you. I guarantee you this: a doctor that works at a hospital with no student loan debt, he or she would never allow that in a million years. A pager. Why would I wear a pager when I'm not at work? You guys are not paying me when I leave? What are you talking about? Oh, we expect well, let's sit down and go over this contract again because maybe I missed something. You said for this salary, you wanted X amount of hours, not my whole life. Wait a minute. You thought a person that doesn't have student loan debt, he go up to the hospital and say, "Wait a minute. You thought for this salary that you was going to own 24 hours, 7 days a week of my life? Are you fucking nuts? Are you crazy? Are you insane?" But then again, the hospital would already know. As soon as the doctor applied to be at the hospital, they would know immediately that this person has no debt, no student loan debt. The hospital would know that they cannot abuse that doctor. Right away, they would know. But then you come across a doctor like this, like Dr. Cellini, giving out this advice on YouTube. Read the comments. Go read the comments. Go read the comments. Look at all the other doctors in there. Oh man, I'm a dude. They're all doctors. The people that you think are so smart. They start throwing, hey, if you're like me, 250, if you have $500,000 in debt or 250,000 like me, and this and that, just like hi, I'm Dr. Cellini. I'm a special psychologist or Dr. So and so, and especially in this in New Jersey. Oh God, what's up with this long ass title? Oh, for the debt slaves. So they'll believe you. Oh, look at him. He just looks the part. But he's not making any mathematical sense. Oh yeah, I make this and I got a rental property that and I'm making so much money off my YouTube and my doctor and I work now a private practice and you can't pay off your student loan debt? Something's wrong. Something's not making any sense. You're making hundreds of thousands of dollars. You could pay off a two, say like it was $300,000. He could have that paid off in 2 or 3 years max. But he went and signed up for a student loan forgiveness program. Takes about 10 years. What? That doesn't make any sense. Something doesn't make sense. CENTS. So I watched through a couple more videos and I was thinking to myself, okay, that's enough. That's enough. That is enough. Just make it. Oh my God, it's just horrible. But you see all the followers, they have not a clue. And it listen, and it must be that way. Now, again, if you're new to the channel, you're probably thinking that's weird. That's weird, LJ. Why you keep saying it must be that way? Because in order for psychological capitalism to work, the majority must be in debt and not know it. The not knowing part is the psychological part. Dr. Cellini obviously doesn't know that you cannot invest with student loan debt. You can't do that. If it's not mathematically true, it's a belief. So whatever the video that he made, he believes what he's saying. Like in the beginning, hey, don't take financial advice from me. I'm just a doctor that did. Obviously, Dr. Cellini, hell no, I wouldn't take no financial advice from you because you believe you can invest with $250,000, $300,000 of student loan debt. You don't have to tell me that. You don't have to start the video out by telling me not to take financial advice from you. I already know that. The very title of the video tells me that. This like why I'm not paying off my student loan debt. Let me tell you the psychological part so you guys, the majority of debt slaves, can understand that. The title alone, that's why the title's there, so it catches you because the majority of you are know psychologically you've already made up in your mind that you're never going to pay off your student loan debt. So when you come across a title like that, you be like, oh my God, how is he doing that? Okay, because I sure in the fuck don't want to pay mine. Okay, if he's a doctor, he must be smart. That's why you're drawn to the title. Why do you think I made the title of this video like that? So when you guys see it, of course, you're going to click on it because you're going to think it's the same. Some guy that's going to come on here and tell you how to avoid not to pay your student loan debt, how to make more money investing. And then, since the student loan debt is so low, you can refinance and get it down to 3%, invest in a property instead, making 15,000%, whatever, some stupid made up number. And then you can take that money and pay off. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not going to do none of that. They already know psychologically, psychological capitalism is this. They already know that you've already made up in your mind that you're never going to pay it off. You've already made up in your mind that you already believe it's impossible. It's so much money. I'll never be able to do it. That's all psychological, whatever. You really have no choice. Is you're going to just die a debt slave if you don't pay them off. That's why they invented student loan forgiveness programs and PLSF and all income driven repayment programs, whatever. Hey, those are all slave camps, all places that believe if you sign up for a program that lasts 10 to 25 years, they don't promise you nothing. They don't promise you that they're going to pay, like at the end of 10 years, 20 years of payments, they don't promise you that they're going to pay them off. They don't promise you that. They just say, hey, cross your fingers. Hey, whatever, whatever. And then you sign up. They don't tell you that the interest doesn't stop. Your payments might be low, but on the back end, the interest still accumulates. It still accumulates. So over the 10 years, say like something dramatic happened to in your life in 8 years, and then you had to stop or whatever. That interest that you guys are really behind now. Really, you'll never catch up ever. But they already know that if you signed up for a program. If you don't believe in yourself, whatever the amount of student loan debt you have, if you don't believe that you can pay off whatever the amount is out of 10 years, 20 years of your life, that's a psychological problem. Do you understand? That's a psychological problem. That's something that you don't believe in yourself. They already know that. If you sign up for the program, you are telling them, hey, I don't believe in myself that I could pay off this debt in 10 years of my life. That's a problem. And you think the majority of you think you can go and take out these student loan debt and then not pay it back and go buy a house. No, you can't. You can't do that. Buy equals cash. All you got to do is any video YouTuber telling you that you can buy a house while having student loan debt, listen to the word buy. Buy equals cash. They are talking about financing. Mortgage is finance. As soon as they say, oh, I bought a house, I put 20% down. That's where you need to stop listening right there. 20% down is not buying the house. That's a mortgage. Nobody gets a financed house on sale. Nobody. That's all psychological. Do you understand? But since he's a doctor, it's more believable. That's why you guys believe it. Oh, he's a doctor. He must be smart. No, he's not. Obviously not, financially speaking. Millions, millions of people believe that. Millions. He's not alone. He's Dr. Cellini's not special. He's part of the program. He's part of the psychological capitalism program. He's part of the program. Oh yeah, I refinanced my house. He even brought up the SoFi, that beautiful stadium that the Super Bowl was played in. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of companies out there that refinance your student loan debt. SoFi is one of them. Of course, have you seen that stadium? Of course they're going to refinance your student loans because they know you're never paying them off ever. That's forever money. Look how beautiful that stadium is. Why? On the backs of student loan people that the majority of people that were probably at the game, student loans. They probably got the majority of people that showed up at the game. I bet you they had student loans. Have seats in the SoFi Stadium watching the game while having student loans. They don't even know they financed that stadium. When I see stuff like that, man, I just be like, I know it has to be that way. It has to be that way. The majority must not know what I teach here. They must not know SMD exists. I know it's crazy. You're like, hey, LJ, how you gonna make money if the majority? It's just, hey, I'll figure it out. But the majority must not know this information. They must not know everything is psychological. The majority must not know economic classes don't exist. Lower class, middle class, upper class. None of those exist. That's an illusion. Now you're probably thinking, what do you mean, LJ? Economic classes don't exist. All you got to do is just add up all your savings, add up all your debt, and then hit equal on the calculator. You see that large negative number? What class do you belong in with that large negative number? There is no class. You belong in the debt class. That's the only class you belong in, debt class. When you say, do I have enough money to buy a house since buy equals cash? All you gotta do is log into your bank account, see how much the house is. Oh, that's $400,000 house. Okay, log into your bank account, see if you have $400,000 in your account. If you don't, no, you can't buy a house. It's not this big convoluted add up my 6 months paychecks and then see how much savings I got and then I'm gonna do this and then no. Do you have $400,000 in your account? No, then you can't buy a house. What are you talking about? There's nothing. You don't need no special. You don't need no special accountant to help you. Your bank account will tell you if you can buy a house or not. I feel like buying a new car. All you gotta do is look for the car you want. Oh, that car's 40,000. Log into your bank account, see if you got $40,000. If you don't got $40,000, you can't buy the car. Period. All right, let's see who's up in here. What's up, Robert, Snuggles, Alonzo, Wally? What's going on? Now I'm gonna put this link in here. I'm not gonna read all that because see if somebody want to come up and chit chat. Would you say, Gabriel LJ, that YouTube broke my image off people being happy in social media? Not sure what you mean by that, Gabe. What do you mean? LJ, that YouTube broke my image off. What's that mean, sir? Sheep leading other sheep for sure. To the grinder, exactly. I've seen people in beautiful furnished homes asking for people for money to so they can avoid foreclosure. Right? It's all, and I really want you guys to understand something. Psychological capitalism, it must be this way. It must be a whole bunch of people making YouTube videos talking about investing while having student loan debt. That is important to psychological capitalism because without those people like Dr. Cellini, without people like that, it would hurt psychological capitalism. So the better, the more professional they are telling people, giving people advice that they can invest. Why I'm not going to pay off my student loan debt, blah, blah, blah. And the more people that believe them, obviously, because that thing had like 130 comments underneath it saying all you gotta do is and it sounded like there were other doctors in there, some people in the middle of school. Should I, hey, Dr. Selena, should I take this? Why are you asking him? He's in debt. He's a doctor debt. Unless you want to be like him in debt, looking the part, because Dr. Cellini owns nothing. I guarantee you he's making car payments. He has to be making car payments because he has 250 plus $1,000 in student loan debt. He has no money to buy a car in cash. What's up, Lessons Burn? What's going on? It's just crazy, man, to hear him say he got YouTube money, he's got his doctor private practice salary, he's married, his wife has an income, and you can't pay off your student loan debt. I'm telling you, something, hey, clearly something doesn't make sense. Clearly. CENTS, obviously. The title alone, the title alone draws in debt slaves. The title alone. Well, I'm not paying off my student loan debt. Hey, okay, let me figure that out. That's a psychological trick, people. Do you understand? That's a psychological trick. They already know that you don't want to pay off your student loan debt. You probably already made up in your mind mentally that that's more money than you'll ever pay off. Whatever. Hey, whatever you want to convince yourself. But just understand this: if you are one of the people, one of the thousands of people that have made up your mind that you're never paying off your student loan debt, you will die a debt slave, no matter your profession. If your mortgage, if your student loans are older than your mortgage, you have already told the bank that you don't plan on ever paying off your student loan debt. Ever. It's hard. It's hard, Omanike. When you understand how it works, it's very difficult to watch videos like that. If you don't really understand, the majority of that video is like fluff. He's just talking numbers, how he went to this website and looked up some statistics. It's like, Dr. Cellini, is this video about you? Why are you giving us statistics? What's your numbers? Oh, 250 plus. Plus, what's that mean? Plus what? 50 cents? 50,000? Plus 75? I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Oh, know why? You're not talking to me. You're talking to debt slaves. That's why. Okay, yeah, because nothing you're saying makes any sense. None, zero. And then he said he was in residency for an extra long time for 6 years, and he put his student loans in student loan forgiveness program. 6 years of interest accumulating. Can you imagine? Ooh, woo, mm. Bananas, bananas. Appreciate that, Andre. Thank you, thank you. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Cupcake. Why would I wear a pager when I'm leaving? And if you're if you're a person in college getting ready to go to be a doctor, if you are a doctor right now, let me tell you something. All right. Let me tell you something. You need to come see me ASAP. ASAP. I will make you unlike any doctor at your hospital, any doctor making fucking videos talking about investing with student loan debt. I will make you the best doctor ever. And then when you walk in the hospital, they will know it. You're not going to have to work at a hospital that for nonprofit and all this other stupid nonsense. You're going to work and get paid for what you're worth. You're going to walk in and say, by the way, I have no student loan debt and I'm very good at what I do. So you're going to walk in with the salary that you demand. When you have tons of student loan debt, you can't walk into a hospital demanding a salary because you're at their mercy. You're walking in hoping you get the job, crossing your fingers and hoping that they'll write off some of your student loan debt if you work for them for X amount of years and blah 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 whatever. And they're gonna work you like a fucking dog. Don't you have you noticed that, like, when you go to hospitals, don't those doctors be looking tired as fuck? They be looking tired. Nurses, they be looking wore out. I just want to sometimes when I go to the hospital, I can't tell them. They don't know who I am, what I do, right? They don't know. You know how bad I want to tell them and say, hey, hey, I can help you. I can help you no longer have the hospitals treat you like that. I can help you turn around and say, hey, man, you think I'm gonna wear this pager when I leave here too? No, no, no. Because they look at a doctor's salary, the average debt slave that doesn't even make $100,000 a year. They say, wow, 300,000, man, that's good money. But you don't even know how many hours those doctors are working. They work the hospitals are getting well past that $300,000-400,000 out of them. I promise you that. I promise, because that's gross. You're thinking gross or minus taxes, but they work those. Oh man, oh man. They're getting. How do I know this? Because I had a job making $160,000, and they were working me. They were getting well over that, calling me anytime they wanted. One second here. One second here. Anytime they wanted. Today? Oh no, that would not happen. I'd walk in to get hired, and this is what I would say to the employer. How many hours are you expecting me to work per week for this salary? That's exactly what I would say. Of course, it's the contract. They're going to tell you, oh, we expect you to be here 40 hours a week. I say, cool, because I'm going to make sure it's clear. You're not getting a minute more because that's free. I'm not a slave. I'm not a slave. You need to give a medical personnel your card. Hey, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out because I really, man, If I can get a young person that's in college right now getting because I'm not against student loan debt. If you need student loan debt to get to the medical degrees you need to get, go ahead and do it, right? But as soon as you get out of residency or whatever, hell, I say start in residency. But as soon as you get out, you continue to live like a student until all of your student loan debt is paid off. Can you imagine how quickly you will become a multi-millionaire just on your salary alone with no student loan debt? Oh man, your life would be totally. You would walk into the hospital telling them your salary. Oh yeah, we offer doctors this salary for if you're this. You'd be like, I don't really care about that. I'm demanding $400,000. That's what I'm demanding. No, okay, then thank you for your time. I'm leaving. Hospitals make billions. They make billions. $400,000 a year is nothing to them. That's nothing. Non-tired. Sorry, my girlfriend's texting me. Non-tired, refreshed, giving people the best medical care because you're refreshed. Plenty of sleep, giving the best treatment to your patients. The hospital's getting what they want. What they hey, we try to we, imagine like the person that's debt free. Because remember, the majority of hospitals don't run into doctors like this with no debt. Okay, they really there's not that many, right? Can you imagine being debt free and then all of a sudden you go home and the hospital says, "Hey, we," and you come in the next day, "Hey, we tried to pay you. You know that we had a so and so happen. So blah blah blah." You be like, "Well, why'd you do that? I didn't have my pager on me. You guys are not paying. You guys not paying me to own 24 hours of my life. Are you insane? I got a family. What are you talking about?" I have to think that Dr. Deathslave is a paid actor for the banks. Can he really be that clueless? You know what? Again, Yellow J. See how you say it, Yellow J? See how you say that? Psychological capitalism. He doesn't know. That's a thing like for us that are newly free, we really have to accept like no, they really don't know. They really don't know. You're like, nah, man, he got to be acting. The bank's got to be paying him. No, the majority must be that way, Yellow J, or else we couldn't be free. You wouldn't be living it up in Hawaii the way you are if the majority didn't know. They don't know that S&B family members walk amongst them. They don't know. They don't know we exist. They don't know I exist. You guys don't believe me, especially the new people here. If you don't believe me, walk up to a person with a mortgage and say, "Hey, you know you're not a homeowner with a mortgage." They will look at you like you're crazy. What are you talking about? I've been living in this house for 20 years. What do you mean I'm not a homeowner? You got a mortgage? Yeah, you're not a homeowner. I could show you on the calculator. Oh, that don't mean nothing. What about equity? That the housing value went up since I've been here for 20 years. I bought the house back in 2001, and I bought it for this, and now it's raised in value. No, you didn't. First of all, you didn't buy anything. Did you buy it? Did you pay for it in cash? No. Then what do you didn't buy nothing. If you guys haven't caught that video, you guys need to go ahead and catch it. Okay. It's the links are in the description of this video. Go check out Dr. Cellini. And again, he's not alone. He doesn't know. Go check out the comments that I left under the video. I had a person reply, "Oh, that I disagree with you. You can do both. You can have student loans and invest." Uh, and I told the person, "You're not disagreeing with me. You're disagreeing with the laws of mathematics. What are you talking about?" Any questions? Any questions? When I saw this, when I saw this video, man, I was like, "Woo, man! Oh my goodness!" Gabriel, Gabriel knows how to push my buttons. He knows how to get me riled up. I was just, oh my God, I was just all over it. I was like, man, woo, man. I was like, damn you, Gabriel, damn you, Gabriel. You got me. All right, you got me. I'm wrapped up. I am wrapped up. You got me. See, I know just like I know how to get Andre. If I want Andre up on this panel, all I got to do is bring up a person that don't know what he's talking about, he or she's talking about. Andre will drop whatever he's doing. Hey, honey, I know we're in the middle of celebrating our 10th marriage anniversary, but I got to get on this live. I have to, honey. I have to. I love you, but I have to. What's up, Robert?
Hey, good evening. How's it going?
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good on this beautiful Friday evening.
Man, I love to hear your voice, man. You sounding good, sounding happy.
I am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You
How's it?
are you are welcome, sir. What's going on?
Nothing much. Got to ask you a question about that video. How
Mhm.
is it? Why is it that you said like the way they treat people that deaf slaves like they crap when they in debt?
Right.
Like how is it that the manager noticed it?
How's what?
How is it that the manager knows how to treat you like a piece of crap? Because it seems like every time it's like they can smell it on you, like they can smell the depth on you.
Well, you got to remember when they sign up, the majority of like doctors they sign up to see if a hospital has a student loan forgiveness program, and the majority of them are running credit reports now. You got to remember that.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot.
All right, as soon as they see their credit reports, they already know they're debt slaves. And I'm not even saying the manager, no, I'm saying the hospitals, the higher ups, because the managers might be in debt. They don't. I'm talking about up levels. I'm talking about higher level people. So as soon as they run the credit, they think, the doctor sign up there. Oh man, my credit's good, so I ain't tripping. They're not looking for that. They're looking to see how much debt they're in. And if they find out their student loans are in student loan forgiveness programs or whatever, they know they have them, and they're going to treat them like dogs.
Yep. The reason I asked you that because I found out a little interesting secret at the warehouse that I'm at that's closing down in 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
The higher ups always knew that the warehouse was going to close 5 years in advance. They just never told no one. They just never told no one else.
Of course not. Of course not.
They didn't tell the managers. They didn't tell the supervisors. They didn't tell the people that been there for 15 to 10 years. And when I found that out, I was like, wait a minute. I done more to better myself in 4 months than y'all did in 15 to 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized it has to be this way.
It has to be that way. And I keep telling you, the S&D family members, this is going to be hard for you guys. I know it's weird, but you're like, you're gonna have to let go. Same thing for you, Yellow Jay. You're gonna have to let go. It's like, damn, they don't know that. They're stupid. Why can't they? That's dumb. Don't they know? No, they don't know.
That's why when I watched your video, I'm watching your live, and I was like, damn, they really truly don't know. They really don't.
Would you make a video like Dr. Cellini if you were a doctor? Would you make that video?
No.
Hell no, right? But he doesn't know that.
I wouldn't even publicly announce it.
No, I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare in a million years announce that.
I just couldn't believe what I was hearing at work. They like the high ups were saying, yeah, we're gonna shut this plant down in 5 years, and it's like no one else knew.
Well, they can't tell debt slaves because they'll leave or be sad and work. You got to remember, work morale will go down and production will go down because they're like, oh, fuck it, we're about to close anyway. I don't care. I'll do, mediocre work and blah, blah. You can't tell debt slaves that stuff like that is happening. You can't.
Yeah,
that's why the majority of jobs are asking to see people's credit reports, because you got to remember, once they run your credit report, they know where they can and cannot place you in the business. You know, if you can't place somebody in financial trouble amongst the business finances, you can't do that.
No, you
You
can't.
see what I'm saying? You wouldn't do that. You run their
Yeah.
you run the credit report and see they're in collections and they're behind on payments. You're not going to put them under your financing into accounting or whatever. You're just not going to do that because that's a risk.
Yeah, that's high risk.
That's high risk.
Yeah, I was just like,
they
yes,
think
it
it has
is.
something to do with credit score. They think it has something to do with credit score, and it doesn't. They want to see how much debt you're in. Credit scores are just indicators, right? If you got a low credit score, that doesn't necessarily mean you ain't got no debt. That just because people with no debt have a low credit score, so it doesn't really mean anything. They're just to indicate, okay, let me go check. Because if they have no debt and a low credit score, they obviously know not to be in debt because they don't give a fuck about a credit score.
Just like I am right now. Yeah,
right.
I don't
care about my credit score. I don't care. I mean, I don't want it to be bad because of bad stuff on there. I'm not gonna let that happen. But as far as it just being there, I don't really care.
Oh, and one more thing I had to say. This just recently happened, but I told Dominique this, but I just during my divorce, when my brother-in-law damaged my car, right, when he ran to the backup, I told this story before. Well, Wednesday I had to we went to court about it, and he was found guilty.
Who damaged your car?
My brother-in-law.
Oh, okay.
No, he purposely ran into it.
Oh, okay.
Like, and then him and his girlfriend pulled me out the car and attacked me twice. They was like beating me up and everything. I had to go to the hospital.
Damn.
To get checked for injuries and stuff. Oh yes, this was during my divorce.
Ooh, goodness gracious.
So, yeah, I can show you the video of the damage and everything he did to the car. But what I was going to say is that he was charged with 4 felonies. So then now and now we just got out of court behind that. And he was found guilty of those, like assault, malicious wounding, property damage, and stealing my cell phone. So he was sentenced to he took a plea deal, but he got some time, and he has to pay me back restitution.
And now he's a felon.
Correct.
Woo. And restitution.
Yep.
You can't bankrupt restitution either.
No, you cannot. They said that to him. They said that on the paper when he had to write it, like agreeing to pay me back restitution. It does say that up there that you cannot bankrupt this.
Of course not. That's a punishment. That wouldn't be a punishment if you can bankrupt it.
Yeah, but it happened 2 years ago. It's just that it finally got resolved. But yeah, just let people know if you be like, how people be saying, I'm gonna send my family members to come have you attack. You may not want to do that.
Yeah, that you did. And what's so crazy about that, what they don't understand is, like, people like that, they'll be saying to themselves, oh, F that, I ain't paying him nothing. I don't care if I have to pay restitution. He ain't gonna get a dime. The purpose of it is to keep your ass a slave, period.
Yep. Yeah, it just death slaves are dangerous. I learned my lesson.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they don't care.
They really don't care.
You got to keep them at a distance, man. You just, if you purposely, like, I couldn't see myself being mad enough that I'm gonna take my car or take a hammer or a bat and go purposely damage somebody's shit and let them see me do it. And I just, they don't know what they're doing when they do that.
No, they didn't. He didn't know. He was upset because I was trying to get my kid, and at the time my ex-wife tried to prevent me from doing it because she was getting garnished from different companies. It was just, they took it out on me. So now I took it to the law, and the law took it out on him.
See, and now that, and think about it, now that you're financially free and debt free, you don't even allow those type of people in your life anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God, no. People at work that ask me, "Do you still love your ex-wife?" I said, "Hell no." No, because I had to, because how you gotta take time off to go to court. I was like, hell no, I would never put myself in this situation ever again.
No,
I blame
No.
I blame myself because it's like I'm the one that married her.
Yes. All those years I was in family court and fighting and lawyers, you know, at the time I was angry at her, but now that I'm free, that was all my fault. All my
Yeah,
fault.
that's
All my
how
fault.
that's how I viewed it. But yeah,
Mhm.
restitution is extremely real. And then my job I had a girl threatened to have her husband come up to the job and fight another co-worker.
Mm, mm, mm.
And I just I told both of them, I was like, if your husband put hands on him, not only does he have self-defense, but he could also have both of you locked up and charged. Because if you put like a cut or a scratch on someone's face, that's an
Mhm.
automatic malicious wounding charge. You want them felonies? Go for it.
Yeah, see, and when you're young, you don't know that.
You sure
You
don't.
don't know what that means. You don't know what it means to plead. Oh, I'll just take a plea so I don't get no jail time. You don't know what that means. You'll
You
find out later on when you turn 30, 40, and 50. It don't matter. Oh man, I got that one in my 20s. It don't matter.
sure don't.
Sure don't matter. You right about that. Don't matter. I'm just glad I was young. I didn't fall for that kind of stuff, man. I just didn't. Don't get me wrong. I did some things that could have got me caught up. Please don't forget that. But I'm glad that I I just wish I had somebody older at the time and say, "Hey, let me tell you what happens." Because when you're young, you don't really realize that one day you're gonna be old.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You don't realize that. Because you think if when you're in your 20s, you think 50 is eons away. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not.
It's not far at all. At all.
Yeah, they don't know, man. And that's what's dangerous about that. You got to keep deaf slaves at an extreme length.
Yes. Because they don't own themselves.
They
I mean,
don't.
and you think like this Dr. Cellini, man, you think you follow a dude like that because he's a doctor, you're gonna be in just as much debt as him.
Mm-hmm.
You keep it up.
Yes, you are. The other side is well worth it, man. Being free. You bet. Mm. Just listen.
You're gonna be one of these angry dudes and angry groups talking about women ain't shit and women are this and that. I mean, there's so many angry man groups right now. Just they
Yeah.
all mad, angry. Oh man, women this and that. It's like all you gotta do is look in the mirror. Look in the
Mm-hmm.
mirror
Yep. Every day.
every day.
I. But man, whew, I'm just so glad that after what I seen in court, I realized, yeah, they really don't know.
They don't know. And you gotta, and I want all SMD family members to really understand this, right? And this is gonna help you guys, right? Get to grit because I even caught myself when I was watching his videos. I kept clicking on one, and I'm like, "Oh, that's bullshit. What are you talking about? Oh, no, you don't. That's not." Then I was like, wait a minute, stop, L. You're getting caught up. That's how it's supposed to be. They
Yeah.
need to. They need to. Dr. Cellini needs to make videos like this. He needs to have 260,000 subscribers. That helps me be free.
Yep. It's like you're invisible, but you public at the same time.
Yes, they can't see me. I try to tell you guys, they can't see me. They can't see you guys. They
No,
can't see you.
they damn sure can't see me.
Nope.
And I be wearing your shirts at work wide open. They still can't see me.
Still can't. They don't know. They don't know what the statements on the shirts. They don't know what those statements mean.
They don't. The confused looks, the
Yeah,
puzzled looks. They like, nah, you just don't know.
don't
It
know.
has to be that
It
way.
has to be that way. It has to be that because it wouldn't work if they knew. If they like, for example, if all the debt slaves with mortgages woke up and realized that they're not homeowners with mortgages, the housing market would crash immediately,
Mm-hmm.
instantly. It would immediately crash. But they don't know that. I mean, housing's going up like crazy around here. You think they're all
Yeah.
buying in cash? No, that's
No.
financing.
Yeah, and I just look at it just when you step back and look at it just like, yeah, they don't understand how it works.
They don't know. It's psychological. I'm so actually, man, I'm blessed. I'm glad to
Me
discover
too.
such a gift that capitalism is psychological. I'm just, man, I thank the universe every day that I discovered this gift, and I'm able to share it with you guys, and you guys can just take it. And I'm looking forward to see what each and every one of you guys do with this gift. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, indeed. I just been blessed, like you said, blessed. I just been chilling, living free, just waiting for the weeks to wind down at this job because I'm definitely just relaxing. I'm not overreacting because deaf slaves, they just arguing, trying to fight each other. I'm just sitting back, telling some, nope.
I can hear the confidence in your voice, man.
Thank
And
you.
if I can hear it, I know they can hear it.
Oh yeah, and I just give myself a wide berth. I'd be like, no, no,
They still think you a prick at
yeah,
work.
they
You
still
still
do.
eating lunch by yourself?
Yep.
You cool with that?
Yeah. That's the best part.
I couldn't honestly. I couldn't take all the slave explaining at work. I just couldn't take it no more. I couldn't take it. No way.
You got to tune it out by playing. It's like counting sheep, but in reverse.
What you mean?
Like for example, like prime numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Whenever a deaf slave talks, just say it in the reverse, like 11, 9, 7, 5, 3, 1.
You've come up with your own system?
Mm-hmm.
That is hilarious.
Sometimes you can play Tetris in your mind. Ding, the Tetris theme song. Ding, 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 ding. You put the puzzle. You could do that in your mind when you hear some uneven math.
They're probably like, why is he over there smiling all the time? What's the deal with that?
Yeah, that's how you do when you be hearing about, I just refinanced my car in my house. I'd be like, ding, ding, ding,
when you
ding.
hear somebody say they refinanced their car, you just be like, oh my God.
I don't say, oh my God, I just played the Tetris theme song in my head.
No, I'm saying that to yourself. I mean,
but yeah.
Oh my God, refinance. Oh yeah, I refinanced my car and got a better interest rate. Did you say that out loud? Oh my God.
Oh yeah, they say that out loud religiously. They say it out loud, but then with the when they announced the warehouse shut down, that's when it clicked in. It's like, damn it, like
yeah. Bye car.
Yeah, pretty much.
And May 1st ain't even here yet. May 1st ain't even here yet.
Yeah, that's another thing. Whew.
Because right now, you think about it, Dr. Cellini's videos are probably getting a lot of traction because people ain't paying their student loan debt right now. So they think they got extra money to invest. You got to remember that. Mm-hmm. These are all the factors people don't know that why they're doing so good. But when come May 1st, they're going to be like, oh my God, he didn't tell me about this part.
Well, I don't think he gonna be having time to make a video to tell you that part.
No, he gonna be working. He gonna be working too hard.
He gonna have that pager.
He got that pager 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day. Sure is.
My ex-wife had that pager when she was working for a counselor service. She was like a counselor, because sometimes you could do it like privately. They gave her a big stack of clients list. And they have you, the deaf slave, be going far. Let's say you live in Chesterfield County. You had to go up to Emporia, which is 45 miles, just to see one kid and spend like 4 hours with them. Yeah, they do counselors dirty.
See, I want people to, honestly, man, like Omanique said, if I can get in the hospitals, I would change the game, right? But if I can get, I want people to really understand how you change as a person when you become they really don't get it. How you the confidence level, everybody know you're different. I mean, if I could put your energy at work in a bottle and then bring it home so they can see the difference, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Man. Oh.
Woo.
Especially if I was a debt-free doctor. Oh man.
Oh man, you'd be unbelievable.
Woo, unbelievable. Hospitals would be calling me to work for them. Believe that.
Yes, indeed. We ain't gonna hold you up, brother. Have a good evening. Are you gonna do it? No, that's when you gonna next do a members video?
That's gonna be this weekend.
Oh, that's cool then.
Yeah, it's gonna be this weekend because I've been thinking about some things I have to share with you guys. So
All righty then. You
All
have
right,
a good
sir.
weekend.
All right, you too,
I
sir.
I promise I try to be less of a prick.
Why?
I don't
Why?
know. I'm messing with you.
Okay, good, good. I'm glad you're messing with me.
Have a good one.
All right, later, man.
Bye bye.
I want, another thing I realized too, I really like watching a lot of shows and stuff, man. Not a lot of shows, but I realize there are a lot of people with low self-esteem, not really confident in themselves. Uh I I've never personally I've never been like that, but I want those of you with low self-esteem and really are not, confident in these, I'm telling you, if you come to me, I give you the plan to become debt free. That will all change. Your confidence level will go through the roof. Whatever job you decide to go get, you will walk in and tell them the salary that you demand. You know how you go to most jobs and they have this kind of pay scale. Hey, you start at level G and then you go to G5 and then the G6 and then up to level and then you're here for 5 years and then you're up. No, that you'll be like, yeah, I don't really care about that. This is what I'm talking about right here. This is the salary, the hourly that I demand, or else I'm not working here. Period. They're not gonna the majority of jobs, the majority of employers will never have ever experienced a person like you. Very rarely. Very rarely. They won't understand a person like you. They won't understand. Every time you get hired at a job, that's a contract between you and the business. They say, we are going to pay you X for 40 hours a week. If you take it upon yourself to work anything past 40, understand this, you are doing it for free because they told you with the contract that they're paying you this for this. If you work 41 hours a week, if you work a 1 minute, if you off at 5 o'clock and you're still working at 5:01, you're working for free. The only debt slaves work for free. Debt slaves. I don't care if the work's not finished. It doesn't matter. Hey, the work's not. Hey, it's 5 o'clock. Work's not. Sorry, that's you guys gonna pay me? No, then I'm leaving. Doctor Prick, because he'll be debt free. Exactly, Doctor Prick. Calling Doctor Prick. I really, and I'm not joking, Omanika. If I can get a hold of doctors, nurses, anybody in the medical field, deep in student loan debt, feel like they're at the mercy of the hospital, feel like they have no choice to do anything because I can help you change all that. Especially if you love being in the medical field, you love helping people, and you want to, but you're tired of getting work like a dog and feel like you have no choice. I can help you. I promise you, I can change your life forever. If you're a young student going to college, you're in school right now, and you're getting ready to do residency or you doctor, I can help you now. The younger you are, the better. I can change your life. Nobody will understand you, and it doesn't matter if they understand you. Don't matter. Let the hospital dog the other doctors and nurses and people, the hospital staff. That's okay. It's all a choice. It's all a choice. I mean, when I go to hospitals, I'll see a pager on them. I'll see a internal phone, and then they'll have their own phone on. I mean, all kind of electronic leashes attached to that doctor, nurse. They got all these those are electronic leashes. When I leave there, all that shit would be powered off and put in my desk at work. All of it. Now, if you got, usually when you go to the hospital, just like an IT job, let's say like let's go to IT, right? Usually you have an on-call rotation. Okay, that's just part of the job. That's part of the contract. Hey, every few months you're on a week of on-call and you got to wear this special phone and take this laptop. Hey, totally understand that. That's what they told me in the contract. But when I was an IT person, I was well outside those boundaries. I was always called outside the on-call. I remember being this was so crazy, but you got to remember I was in debt, so I thought I had to do it, right? I remember getting calls when I wasn't on call because I was the go-to person in virtual in VMware software, right? And I used to say to myself, what is the purpose of on call if they're calling me when I'm not on call? Because this is what I would do when I was on call. I would call the other people that specialized in a certain area of whatever that might have been going wrong in the computer area, right? I would call the person that's not even on call to handle it. What's the purpose of on call? Nothing. That's a trick. That is a trick. The person who's on call, there is no way, listen, there is no way one person in the IT area knows about every single system inside of the company. There's no way that's possible. One person cannot know that. They just know if you're in debt, you're going to accept it. No different than a hospital, no different than doctors, nurses. Man, and they got doctors and nurses just trapped. Hey, if you don't pay your student loan debt, we're gonna cancel your license and suspend your. I was like, oh man, you ain't got no choice. You are a slave. Mm. What'd you say, Omanique? I don't do on calls. Don't do nights. Don't do phlebotomy. Is that what that is? Phlebotomy. Anyway, any more questions? I'm not gonna stay on here too long. I just had to say that again. If you missed it, you got to check out the links in the description of the videos. Go check out Dr. Cellini. Go check it out. Go listen to the video yourself. Take what I just told you here and go re-listen to the video. And right off the bat, as soon as he mentions, now listen, I'm gonna sum up the whole video. He has $250,000 plus in student loan debt. Any words after that, he cannot do any of the stuff that he's going to tell you in the rest of the video. None of it. He can't invest in. He can't do investing in rental properties. He's not making any cash flow. That's all negative. That's all mathematically impossible. It goes against all the laws of mathematics. All of them. All right, SMD. Okay, cool. You said LJ, you said it right. I don't draw blood, I test it. Got it. Got it. And this weekend I'm gonna do a members only because I've been thinking about some things and want to share with you guys. And it's mostly my experiences as I grow, become bigger, my plans, just I know I have a gift. I know it's one of the biggest in the world. Just kind of share with you guys the things that my thoughts that I go through when I'm what on my journey, make you guys' journey easier. Randy Woman says, then hit them with, I am open to discussing working some holidays, but not as mandatory. Right. Oh, and I don't really do overtime, not even paid. Gotcha. Overtime is optional, not mandatory. And I've seen some jobs that say, overtime is mandatory. What? Oh, thank you for telling me I won't be working here. You're not telling me I'm working overtime. Can you imagine? Some jobs do that. Oh yeah, there's mandatory overtime here. Oh, not for me. No, no. See ya. You're not telling me that I'm gonna work more hours than I want to. No, you're not. Only desk slaves do that. Nope. Sorry. I don't do none of that. None of that. All right. Since there's no more questions, I hope you guys go and check out the video. Go check out my comments that I left under his video. Ooh, Dorian says, my job does that. No, sorry. Dead slaves do that. Sorry. Ain't none of that. Mm-mm. Mandatory overtime. You got to. You got to be absolutely bananas, bonkers for that. You guys will see. Once you get out of debt, I'm just tell you this one more time. Once you get out of debt, your life is going to change forever. Your confidence level is going to go through the roof. The majority of people are not going to understand you. And I'm just here to tell you this because they don't know. They don't know. This is what true wealth is this owning the time. Time is the most valuable currency on earth. The time in your life. Wealth is owning the time in your life. I am here to help people become wealthy. I am here to help you become wealthy by owning by owning you. By owning you. You know how many millions of people don't own themselves and don't know it? Millions. And they don't even know. Millions of debt slaves drive Mercedes, live in nice houses, got good jobs. They're lawyers, doctors, obviously. Doctors, their job title, they don't know their job titles don't matter. They're all debt slaves. They don't even know they're debt slaves. They're all debt slaves. All debt slaves. Oh yeah, okay. If they told my shift that, I would be out. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The majority think you're stupid for not playing the credit score. Sure do. They do, cupcakes. They think you're stupid. Oh man, we got to, can you look at the comments? Oh yeah, does your credit score matter to buy a house? No, it doesn't, because you're not buying a house. You're talking about getting a mortgage. You're talking about getting a mortgage. All right, you guys. I want you guys to have a good Friday night. I sure am. As always, hey, I love what I do. Love it. I love what I do. I love my gift. And you guys gonna see SMD is gonna be worldwide. I promise you that. Worldwide. Believe it. All right, you guys have a good night, okay? All right, later.